everyone, my name is Kayla and welcome to this video. Today what we are doing is going through the synopsis of a bunch of Taylor Jenkins Reid books because I don't know about you, but I have never heard anyone talk about the true synopsis of these books. I've only heard very little details and I'm just like, what the heck are Taylor Jenkins Reid books all about? The first book we will be reading the synopsis of today is Forever Interrupted. Elsie Porter is an average 20-something, and yet what happens to her is anything but ordinary. On a rainy New Year's Day, she heads out to pick up pizza for one. She isn't expecting to see anyone else in the shop, much less the adorable and charming Ben Ross. Their chemistry is instant and electric. Ben cannot even wait 24 hours before asking to see her again. Within weeks, the two are head over heels in love. By May, they've eloped. Only 9 days later, Ben is out riding his bike when he is hit by a truck and killed on impact. Elsie hears the sirens outside her apartment, but by the time she gets downstairs, he has already been whisked off to the emergency room. At the hospital, she must face Susan, the mother-in-law she has never met, and who doesn't even know Elsie exists. Interweaving Elsie and Ben's charmed romance with Elsie and Susan's healing process, Forever Interrupted will remind you that there is more than one way to find a happy ending. Okay, well, when it said he got hit by a truck, I was not expecting that at all. Because look how cute this cover is. But I guess, okay, the title makes sense now. So they're forever because they are together and they want to be together forever. They've eloped. Their forever gets interrupted by this accident. I did not know that. All right, the next book we're reading the synopsis of today is After I Do. And yes, I know there are new covers, but I got these ones after the new covers came out because they are just so pretty to me. I like these covers way better. When Lauren and Ryan's marriage reaches the breaking point, they come up with an unconventional plan. They decide to take a year off in the hope of finding a way to fall in love again. 1 year apart and only one rule: they cannot contact each other. Aside from that, anything goes. Lauren embarks on a journey of self-discovery, quickly finding that her friends and family have their own ideas about the meaning of marriage. These influences, as well as her own healing process and the challenges of living apart from Ryan, begin to change Lauren's ideas about monogamy and marriage. She starts to question, when you can have romance without fidelity and commitment without marriage, when love and lust are no longer tied together, what do you value? What are you willing to fight for? This is a love story about what happens when the love fades. It's about staying in love, seizing love, forsaking love, and committing to love with everything you've got. And above all, After I Do is a story of a couple caught up in an old game and searching for a new road to happily ever after. Oh my gosh. Once again, this book cover is misleading me. It made me feel like we're going to see this couple's happy marriage after they ride off into the distance, but that is not the case. They're not going to talk to each other for 1 whole year, and they're going to explore other things in their lives. That is so interesting. Wow. Interesting book. The next book I will be reading the synopsis of today is Maybe in Another Life. At the age of 29, Hannah Martin still has no idea what she wants to do with her life. She has lived in 6 different cities and has held countless meaningless jobs since college, but on the heels of a disastrous breakup, she has finally returned to her hometown of Los Angeles. To celebrate her first night back, her best friend Gabby takes Hannah out to a bar where she bumps into her high school boyfriend, Ethan. It's just past midnight when Gabby asks Hannah if she's ready to go. Ethan quickly offers to give her a ride later if she wants to stay. Hannah hesitates. What happens if she leaves with Gabby? What happens if she leaves with Ethan? In concurrent storylines, Hannah lives out the effects of each decision. Quickly, these parallel universes develop into surprisingly different stories with far-reaching consequences for Hannah and the people around her, raising questions including, is anything meant to be? How much in our lives is determined by chance? And perhaps most compellingly, is there such a thing as a soulmate? Hannah believes there is, and in both worlds, she believes she's found him. Aww. That's so cute, and that story sounds so cool. I love how both timelines are going to play out depending on which decision she makes. That's really cool. I know there are other books with a similar concept to this, but I believe that this one will dive into much more depth within each story because it's only focusing on two possible versions of her life. So, really interesting. Love that. The next book I will be reading the synopsis of is One True Loves. I know a lot of people know what this one's about. In her 20s, Emma Blair marries her high school sweetheart, Jessie. They build a life for themselves, far away from the expectations of their parents and the people of their hometown in Massachusetts. They travel the world together, Emma as a freelance writer, Jessie as a production assistant on nature documentaries, living life to the fullest and seizing every opportunity for adventure. On their first wedding anniversary, Jesse is on an assignment in the Aleutian Islands when his helicopter goes missing over the Pacific. Just like that, Jesse is gone forever. Emma quits her job and moves home in an effort to put her life back together. Years later, now in her 30s, Emma runs into an old friend, Sam, and finds herself falling in love again. When Emma and Sam get engaged, it feels like Emma's second chance at happiness. That is, until Jesse is found. He is alive, and he's been trying to come home to her all of these years. Emma now has a husband and a fiancé, but who is her one true love? And what does it even mean to love truly? Emma knows she has to listen to her heart. She's just not sure what it's saying. Wow. This book sounds like it's going to be heartbreaking. Sounds like it's going to be so conflicting, trying to make a decision. Honestly, I can't wait to see which person she picks in the end. All right. Now getting into the historical fiction, I'm going to read the synopsis of Daisy Jones and the Six. Daisy is a girl coming of age in LA in the late 60s, sneaking into clubs on the Sunset Strip, sleeping with rock stars, and dreaming of singing at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Her voice is getting noticed, and she has the kind of heedless beauty that makes people do crazy things. Also getting noticed is the Six, a band led by the brooding Billy Dunn. On the evening of their first tour, his girlfriend Camilla finds out she's pregnant, and with the pressure of impending fatherhood and fame, Billy goes a little wild on the road. Daisy and Billy cross paths when a producer realizes that the key to supercharged success is to put the two together. What happens next will become the stuff of legend. The making of that legend is chronicled in this riveting novel written as if it were the oral history of one of the biggest bands of the 70s. In Daisy Jones and the Six, Taylor Jenkins Reid brilliantly captures an unforgettable place and time in an utterly distinctive voice. So I have read this one already, and let me just tell you, it is a 5-star book. I'm hoping all the other ones that I have read the synopsis of today will be equally as good as this one, or better. I just love the way the story is told. As it said in the synopsis, it's told as an oral history, and that means that there is literally only things that people have said in this book. It's only somewhat of a dialogue, and I absolutely love that style. Next, I will be reading the synopsis of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Reclusive Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. But when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant to write her story, no one is more astounded than Monique herself. Determined to use this opportunity to jumpstart her career, Monique listens in fascination. From making her way to Los Angeles in the 1950s to leaving show business in the 80s, and of course, the 7 husbands along the way, Evelyn unspools a tale of ruthless ambition, unexpected friendship, and a great forbidden love. But as Evelyn's story nears its conclusion, it becomes clear that her life intersects with Monique's own in tragic and irreversible ways. Written with Reid's signature talent for creating complex, likable characters, this is a mesmerizing journey through the splendor of old Hollywood into the sobering realities of the present day as 2 women struggle with what it means and what it costs to face the truth. Okay, based on the cover and everything that I've heard about this book, I did not expect it to be so centered on another character, the person that's writing her story, Monique. That's a very interesting point that people have left out of the story, unless the synopsis does not encapsulate this whole story as well as it should. Finally, the last book that I will be reading the synopsis of today is Malibu Rising. Unfortunately, I do not have Taylor Jenkins Reid's newest book, Carrie Soto is Back, but you'll just have to settle for this one. Malibu, August 1983. It's the day of Nina Riva's annual end of summer party, and anticipation is at a fever pitch. Everyone wants to be around the famous Rivas. Nina, the talented surfer and supermodel, brothers Jay and Hud, one a championship surfer, the other a renowned photographer, and their adored baby sister, Kit. Together, the siblings are a source of fascination in Malibu and the world over, especially as the offspring of the legendary singer Mick Riva. The only person not looking forward to the party of the year is Nina herself, who never wanted to be the center of attention and who has always just been very publicly abandoned by her pro tennis player husband. Oh, and maybe Hud, because it is long past time for him to confess something to the brother from whom he's been inseparable since birth. Jay, on the other hand, is counting the minutes until nightfall, when the girl he can't stop thinking about promised she'll be there. And Kit has a couple of secrets of her own, including a guest she invited without consulting anyone. By midnight, the party will be completely out of control. By morning, the Riva mansion will have gone up in flames. But before that first spark, in the early hours before dawn, the alcohol will flow, the music will play, and the loves and secrets that shaped this family's generation will all come rising to the surface. Malibu Rising is a story about one unforgettable night in the life of a family, the night they each have to choose what they will keep from the people who made them and what they will leave behind. So, the thing that sticks out to me in that synopsis was that the mansion will have gone up in flames. I'm wondering if they mean that literally or figuratively. If it's literally, wow, I should read this book soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you learned anything today, and if you want to read any of these books after hearing the synopsis, please leave it down in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!